Welcome back. Third episode. Got to bring you up to speed on quite a bit of stuff I haven't been on in 6 weeks. I've gotten a lot of stuff done, so got to kind of bring you up to speed on everything I have gotten done behind the scenes, and then everything I'm going to keep plugging away with moving forward. And you'll see me fabricating stuff along the way that I'll show you. But I needed a package tray for the air ride and gas tank. This is the gas tank that I went with, just because it's shaped like a stick of butter. It fit well within with what I got. It's what is it? 16 gallons. I'll later figure out how to get the fuel neck out and where the filler is on the outside of the car. But it's not too bad. I created little footings for it, or it came with them. I just welded those in. I permanently attached it to the car because I don't see it going anywhere. I did keep, as far as keeping the car level, this is like the most flattest part of the frame. It's kind of a wonky setup. It pinches in here, goes up here and up further, but right here it goes up and then up and over again, and doesn't plane out to the same level here as it does here. But it's gonna tail drag, so obviously that's gonna hit lower than the midsection anyway, or else it'll kind of lay level. That's my goal anyway. But I did get the tank up high enough that the bumper is going to hit before this. This is up above the bumper, I believe. All the mounts, as far as my measurements go, all the mounts for the body, that'll all fit. I'm going to have to cut everything in. The body I can see inside the car. You can't see it right now, but everything on the inside of the car, I can see where the sheet metal comes in and then drops in. Well, I need to see this, so I'm going to leave this, cut the regular floor pan out of the body of the car, get that out, and once I set it all down, once all this fabrication's done, then I can set that in. I can cut the interior of the car out and then make my own little splash panels and keep this air ride set up, because I got an AccuAir air management set up. You can see it over there. I got that's going in right here, and then a battery, because I want to relocate the battery. There's not a whole lot of space in there underneath the hood to get that big motor in there, and I just don't want to see a battery, to be honest with you. The rear end, disconnected it so I can get in here and do all the fabrication and put these notches in. I do have to cut another notch out here, so it'll go over the pinion. I still got to do the other notch here. That'll go in after I'm done babbling. The cross member, that's gonna be gone. I'm waiting on, back to the rear end, waiting on a panhard bar. So once all those little bits need to be taken care of, then I'll reattach the rear end. And then I'll measure into where my panhard bar goes, or track bar, whatever the hell you want to call it. This got to go. This going bye-bye. I'm gonna fabricate in a transmission mount. I'll do another 2-inch by 2-inch tubing here to here, and match the other side, and then that way I'll have a platform for the transmission to sit. But I can't do any of those measurements yet until I get this thing. I need a whole new timing cover, and to redirect all my accessories up higher. because this thing is so massive. The air compressor pump was down here, and air conditioning compressor was down here. Alternator was over here. I need to move everything up higher so I can get it within the frame rails in between here, because the compressor was hitting like here. It's clearly all in the way. Alternator, same thing, was over here. I just need to move those up and out of the way so I can sit this down. Once I get that in, I got the motor mounts are already, those came in. I mounted those. God, if I come up with the name, I ordered the Panhard bar from the same cat. He's up in Canada. When I get my head screwed on right, I'll remember to tag him. And he makes great stuff. It's all really nicely welded, nice and neat. Far cry better than my shit. And then I got these. These are very nice. Hooker headers. I love these. They'll give me an ultimate amount of space because they'll tuck in real tight to the block. The outlets before were down here. These ones are way up here. So now I can get my starter and still have enough clearance within the frame rails, because that where it like pinches in right here. I mean, they were on top of the frame rails, so I couldn't even if I wanted to, I couldn't get the whole motor in there with what was existing on the block itself. So a lot of little trial and error stuff that I'm figuring out as I go along. I don't know if I'm ever going to do this shit again, because it's a lot. Just go with a small block, or and go with 3 wires, a red one, a black one, a white one, and but it is. Sure, okay. Anyway, brakes, brought you guys up to speed on that. Bags are in there. These are in here. I'm not hell-bent on where they're staying, because I could get the car lower if I lowered this down further into the spring pad. And I think that's what I'm gonna end up doing. Yeah, but otherwise, I mean, the way the bag's set up in there, it's all nice. You can get up. Plenty of clearance for the clearance, all of that. Let's see, rebuilt. Those redone. That. Brakes, I still got to get brakes. I'm waiting on the part to keep my brakes underneath the floorboard. Again, I don't want to put it on the firewall because there's so much other shit going on underneath the hood. So I'm going to keep with the stock setup and see if I can't use this original bracket, which was the brake and clutch assembly anyway. So I'll do that. That's kind of keeping you up to speed, and all in all, I think that's I think we're good. Oh, I ended up getting I fabricated these. This is a 2-inch box steel. I just cut one of the sides off because I've got, I don't know, 80 feet of this stuff, and so I just used a chunk, did my measurements. They ordered your regular, 67 through 72 C10 U-bolts. Drilled those out, anchored them down, and I, guessed correctly on the measurements. Never mind. Anyway, it's hot, it's sweaty, it's, East Texas, so scorched earth in here. I did get a couple fans. That's nice. Just pushing around dead air. Whatever. It's a weight loss program. That's pretty much what I got so far, guys. Again, I appreciate you, checking it out and watching the progress. I have stuff on Instagram. God, at 47, I'll be 48 this year, so it was like kind of like a pride thing that I didn't have TikTok, but everyone's been trying to talk me into doing this, to doing the TikTok, and like, what the, so you may or may not see me on the TikTok. I don't know. Laugh all you want, because I am. Anyway, just more exposure, I suppose. There's I can't find anyone online that's building one of these. I have, but it's not like, say, as thorough a build and what they did and how they went about it. Just that this is how I want to build it. And I believe I said in the last episode that I did reach out. I don't know if I did tell you, but I did reach out to the gentleman to see if ask for his permission to basically promote his brand, but also show a picture of his car, which I'll do that because it's right up my alley. It's basically what I'm kind of building. His is like the template that I'm building mine off of, with my own tweaks. You know what I'm saying? Not that he did anything bad, because it's got a stance that's stellar, and just a nice car. So I just want to build this as just a nice car where people turn their heads and like, what the fuck is that? Because the Suburbans, the Plymouth Suburbans, you don't see many of them, you know. Not in the custom world by any means. But anyway, let's get into it. And yeah, thanks for tagging along. One day I'll get a plasma cutter.
Ska jag fira julen här på Hawaii?
I'm just reinforcing this with a little bit heavier steel, heavier gauge steel, just to support what was the strength of this. I'm just reinforcing it. I mean, I don't know if it's absolutely necessary, but it just looks cleaner, and that's kind of what I want to do. It's not absolutely perfect, but be a far cry more solid strength without it than without it. So let's get with it. Do the damn thing. Okay, quick detour. Got a package in the mail, but I opened it and dumped it out. I got everything I needed to my order from Holly to build the front of the motor, timing cover, mid-mount accessories, the whole deal. And we'll go ahead and take a little segue break. And after that, we'll get ready to mount the motor. Okay guys, so I finished up the mounting of the timing cover and all the accessories to go with it. And this is the outcome. Came out pretty clean. Had to go and get a specific tool to press this on. For whatever reason, I always thought that a crankshaft had to have there's a notch in it inside here with a key to lock it in, but this is all press fitted. So but it's nice. It's all clean. I did do a little mock setup and got it in the frame, and it's gonna fit really nice. I will be getting to the trans mount, the one that I don't need, so I can fabricate my own, and we'll get right into that too. So here we go. Okay, as if I don't got any more cutting to do. More cutting. I'm waiting on the brake pedal assembly to come in. I'm using a whenever I get it, it should be arriving today. I'm gonna access the same mounting plate that the clutch assembly and the brake assembly went on to mount the alternate part that I ordered. It's for a 40 Ford. Hopefully it'll work out. We'll get to that when I get there. I need to get rid of this. So it's both welded and riveted in. So I'm gonna go ahead and get busy cutting that out, just because the Hemi that I'm putting in and the transmission, this is gonna be in the way and I can't use it. So we'll get to cutting that out. So now that the cross member is out, I ended up smashing my thumb by punching these rivets out. I just ground the heads of them off and then used a punch to get them through. And I did a really good job of getting them out, as well as putting 100% into my thumb. But that's neither here nor there. We're not perfect. Got this taken care of, cross members out. This, as much as I wanted to keep this, I was thinking I was going to be able to utilize it. Here is here's the original. That's the original brake assembly. All right, that's where it mounted. Unfortunately, the new mount that I got is for a 40 Ford, and they're almost identical as far as like the armature or the bar pedal itself, the throw, and I'll be able to adjust this as far as it's a manual brake assembly, not power brake assembly. So with that, this is difficult. This is difficult. God damn it. Anyway, hold on. This is ridiculous. See, this is what I'm talking about. Try and set this thing up, and it's an absolute nightmare. Bane of my existence right now. Hold, please. Okay. Okay. So this pivot hole was the original pedal, or the pivot point for the clutch pedal. We're not doing clutch. So it all ran through like one shaft that met up with the same brake pedal assembly. So they both had like basically the same throw, the clutch and the brake. So I need to get this pedal to right here of sorts. This is now an issue, which is fine. What I want to do is have that mount, basically that mount here. Here. You can kind of see where I'm going with this. So this mount, I'll utilize the same bracketry, but I'll just cut this down so it matches up with the same distance that this kicks out for the inside of the frame. You understand? Okay. So that's what I'm getting into now. And then once that measurement's taken, or that's already welded in, once that happens, then I'll build a cross member. I'll build a cross member into here and then measure where then I can get the motor in place and measure where the trans is gonna set. So, hold tight. So as if you can't tell, it's a tad warm in here. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up for these past few days. Getting quite a lot accomplished. Package tray, cross member over the rear, delete the one that we don't need. Got the brakes in, or at least they're just tacked in. I didn't final weld those in because I gotta do the measurements for the motor, which is our next part. I think after this, I'm gonna get started on building the cross member to the new cross member for the new transmission and motor. Motor mounts are already on the block. I just got to weld them in, but that's going to take some time and measurements and what have you. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Tell a friend, like, comment, subscribe if there's somebody out there who's interested in something kind of oddball, being that this 50 Plymouth Suburban. On the next episode, I'll start off with showing you my inspiration to why I'm building the car I'm building. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate you guys showing support. Means a lot to me. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.